All right, enough of that nonsense, although I am very glad it happened. Welcome back to another exciting, thrilling episode of Tusk Radio. My name is Adam Azriel. We are in studio with, we'll just go right to left. We have Katie Allison running social media today and on a microphone because that turned into a pretty good idea last time, and I think we're just going to keep it.
You know, whatever.
Yeah. We have Daniel Brackey, of course.
Hi.
In here, and everybody's prepared to be mean to him, which works for me.
Cool.
And we are sitting here with the guys from Endless Rain today. We have Tyler and Mike. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Woo. And then there's the Peanut Gallery.
And then there's the Peanut Gallery, which we have Dan and... Damn it.
Greg.
I don't know, I forget his
Greg.
name. Too. What's his
Greg.
name?
Greg. Dan and Greg. I'm so glad that Katie
Jeez,
remembered.
pay attention.
I know.
Bassist.
Well, that's the thing.
What is
I'm...
this band? What does he do?
Bassist,
He's a
dude.
bassist?
Just ignore him.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are actually in the band.
Wow.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought that you guys were just like here to
you?
hang.
Are you that thick?
I didn't realize. All right, I didn't know.
Jeez.
You can shut right up. That's how I feel about you.
They
All right,
had nothing
That's
better to
fine.
do, so they figured to tag along.
that's brilliant.
Hey, whatever works.
All right, so we are gonna start out today with a little bit of news. We were off the air last week, so there's been some stuff going on in the universe between last episode and this one. Daniel Brackey.
That's not
What is-
guaranteeing that I'm going to talk about it, but yes.
Yeah, no, it doesn't mean that we know about it. It just means that theoretically things have happened.
The U.S. has severed all ties with Mars.
Again?
What?
I don't know. I'm just making...
No, you think you're just making that up? Are you
It's
sure?
real.
I thought the communication line was pretty good there for a while. I'm
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah,
that we
we-
decided
I
to
had
sever that.
such-
There's
high
such a
hopes.
large population.
They manufacture all of our Martian things.
Like Mars bars.
Oh,
My favorite.
yeah.
Ah!
So funny story about Mars bars. I didn't know Mars bars are made by Forest Mars Company, who also makes M&Ms. So far, so good.
Yes.
We tracking this?
I'm
all right.
interested.
Okay. So M&Ms were invented by Forest Mars for soldiers fighting in the Spanish Civil War, so that they could carry chocolate that wouldn't melt.
Yeah, but it still melts in
I-
your hand.
I didn't say it worked. I said that's why they were invented.
So they were just a really...
Whatever.
crappy
That's your
company.
fun trivia for the day. That was me contributing. Oh my god.
Well, as we know, you don't contribute very well.
Apparently not. So let's hear your contribution. What actually happened?
Don't say that, because now I'm going to suck.
Good.
All right, I'm going to start off with some historical birthdays in music. Bill Evans, U.S. jazz pianist, was born on this day in 1929. Yeah, he was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Bill Spooner, rock guitarist with Tubes. I don't know who they are, but apparently he's got a birthday, so happy birthday, Bill Spooner.
Happy birthday, Bill Spooner. We don't know who you are, and we've never heard of your music,
By all means.
but I'm glad you're noteworthy.
James Taylor, except not that James Taylor.
What?
This James Taylor was in Kool and the Gang, which is still
I
pretty
mean-
awesome.
That is actually okay.
He was
Yeah.
born in 53.
I can dig it.
Madonna, was born in 1958. Not the, like, Madonna, like the painting or anything.
Right.
You know?
I got there.
Okay, just making sure.
Wait, you mean that painting wasn't born in 1958?
No,
I'm gonna
surprisingly.
When is that painting's birthday, Dan Brackey?
Hold the roll.
When was it conceived?
I'm a musician. I don't have to know these things. When was the painting conceived? That is an excellent question.
Long time ago, there was a mommy painting and a daddy painting.
In 1972, Emily Robinson, who is one of the Dixie Chicks, was born. And in 1980, Vanessa Carlton. She was birthed from a mother of some sort.
You make it sound like so much more of an achievement than it really is.
I mean,
That
it's-
Vanessa Carlton,
it's-
she managed to get birthed from a mother.
well, I mean, it's tough work to be not to be birthed, but to birth.
Moving on.
To bury the
Yeah, let's just keep going. I would like to hand you another shovel, but I'm not gonna.
Talk to the hand, Katie. Talk to the hand.
Oh my god, it's 1996.
All right. In this day in 1938, blues musician Robert Johnson died. He was poisoned by a man that Robert Johnson was sleeping with his wife, I believe.
Oh God.
But
I'm-
Robert Johnson is like the basis of like all American music, basically. He was one of the first big blues musicians, all that. You've heard of Robert Johnson, right?
Crossroads, of course I have.
Yeah. Everybody knows
Robert
the
Johnson
legend.
sold his soul to the devil.
Exactly, at the crossroads. Although, apparently, that's misinformation, and it was some other blues guy. I've heard.
Oh, gee, it's misinformation that Robert Johnson sold his soul to Satan to play the blues.
I'm saying the story is misinformed to...
Who it's
Uh-huh.
about.
Why
you're
don't we
saying is
just
it's
keep
a story
digging
about another
just a little
guy.
bit?
All
Just
right.
lies upon lies.
Yeah,
Damn.
It's
Damn.
probably the guy whose wife he was sleeping with.
probably.
It's all mixed
All right.
together. It's all mixed.
In 1962, little Stevie Wonder, at the age of 12, released his first single.
He was 12?
He was 12 in 1962.
Yeesh.
No, I was more surprised that he released a single at 12. Not
Yeah,
that
he
was
started.
12 in
He
1962.
started it as like a little, like one of those kid things in the Motown scene, and became like, Stevie Wonder.
Time out.
One of those kid things.
like
Like a tiny human or like a little goat.
One of those kid things, that like we push out from the mothers that birth.
This is so hard, you guys. This is so hard for me to do all of this by myself.
No wonder we're not connected to Mars anymore.
Oh, all right. Oh, there's a lot of big news that happened on this day, by the way. In 1962, also, Brian Epstein told Pete Best that the Beatles were kicking him out, and that they had another drummer. They had another Dremel named Ringo Starr. Ringo Starr is a Dremel. In 1968, the Jackson 5 made their formal debut with Diana Ross and the Supremes at the Great Western Forum in California. And also in 68, the Beatles recorded My Guitar Gently Weeps. I almost said that wrong.
You did.
Which would have been really...
As an avid
Yeah.
Beatles fan, I think you would have been more ashamed of yourself.
Really disappointed in you.
Yeah,
That's like seppuku
I would have...
material right there.
You mean Sudoku?
Yes. I do mean Sudoku.
All right. In 1969, Led Zeppelin was on a North American tour being supported by Joe Cocker, and they had a commitment to the date they played this day, which is why they could not play at the Woodstock Festival, which was also happening at this time in 1969.
I was just reading a book that's like full of pictures. One of the photographers from Woodstock put the whole book together and collected
have
stories
that book.
from. Oh, do you really?
It's awesome.
It is. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And reading the stories, like the different points of view from people, the only thing that I don't like about it is it's all the stories in it are from people who were really, really happy with the way it ended up,
Mhm.
which is funny because there were a lot of people, like everybody who backed it financially, that were not happy at all with the
yeah.
way that turned out.
Yeah, it was not necessarily monetarily successful
No.
at all.
No.
And also during Woodstock, I almost forgot the name, hippie leader Abby Hoffman, because apparently hippies have leaders, like,
Some kind of cult.
yeah, it's the third Reich of the hippies. He was
Wow.
knocked off
Yikes.
stage by Pete Townsend while Pete Townsend was doing something crazy on stage because he's insane. Let's see. In 1975, Peter Gabriel announced he was leaving Genesis, which I know makes you happy because you don't like Peter Gabriel Genesis.
Phil Collins all the way.
Yeah. It took them, let's see, how long? They auditioned 400 singers during the next 18 months for the band before they decided, we'll just let our drummer Phil Collins do it. So that's a
that
waste
I
of
did
time.
not know. 400.
400 singers. Because why not?
Can you imagine? I mean, that's like American Idol level right there.
Basically.
It's like you're just running people into a room and you're like, all right, sing me something. Nope, go away. All right, sing me. Nope. All right, sing me. Nope, that was awful.
Fine,
nope.
I guess
You
we'll
were
let the
complete
drummer do it.
It was over 18 months, which is still almost a singer
I
a
do
day,
not like
or
the
every day
way
and a
that
half.
you
Yeah.
walk. You can leave. just continue to walk.
You know Perry Farrell?
I've heard the name.
Yeah.
He's the singer for Jane's Addiction. He also has a solo career.
Yeah.
And he hired musicians for his band based on how much they danced to his music. Like, not based on their playing, but like he would bring them in, they would start playing his music, and if he didn't like the way they danced, they would not get the gig.
Blue Man Group does the same thing.
Well, yeah. I should be a blue man.
You should.
That would be awesome.
Stage presence.
Anyways, last story from previous times in this day in music. I'm talking really well today. Elvis Presley was found dead on this day in 1977
Oh.
No kidding.
because he pushed too hard on the toilet, and the pills did not help as well.
One of the saddest days in my grandma's life.
Is your grandma Mrs. Elvis Presley?
And she just likes him a lot.
Oh.
Poor
Like any old
Pumpkinhead.
person. What?
I said poor Pumpkinhead. Elvis Presley. When he died, his head was like swelled up pumpkin style. How do you, of all people, not know this?
Just a blank stare.
I'm sorry I wasn't there when he accidentally pushed
This
too
is
hard
this
on
is
the toilet,
common enough knowledge that I know about it.
which is saying something.
It is saying something.
Anyways,
It's saying that
some-
you should know about it.
You suck. Anyways, current day news. Bob Johnston, producer for Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash, and more, died at 83.
Aw.
Yes. He had a pretty long career. Tom York, singer for Radiohead, splits with his longtime partner Rachel Owen, making me wonder how a guy that strange can have a longtime partner and I'm still here. Jazz Summers, which is an awesome name, manager for Wham, Snow Patrol, and LaRue, died at 71. Lots of people dying. Daryl Hall's wife filed for divorce, which is weird because why would you divorce someone who was in Hall & Oates, one of the greatest groups of all time?
Because she finally realized that his name is Hall and not Holland.
Hall & Oates.
Get it?
Wow, you're hilarious. You
All right.
know that?
You know what?
Zing.
I tried. I tried to contribute something.
Yeah, well, once again, you have fallen on your face.
Well, it happens.
Billy Joel's baby Della is absolutely perfect, somebody said. And I just
What a source.
I just said this because bloated old Billy Joel can still get some, so that's pretty cool. Good for Billy Joel. Have you seen him? He looks like a pumpkin. To use your word from earlier about Elvis Presley.
Well, I have not, to be honest. So you're saying he's kind of Axl Rosed a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw him like 6 years ago, and I thought I was watching the Goodyear blimp.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. Billy Joel's one of the best people ever. Singer-songwriters, blah, blah, blah.
Sick burn,
All
bro.
right, my last story. I just love the headline. Edward Norton, Springsteen taught me about love.
Wow.
What?
Whoa.
All right.
Yeah.
Huh.
What does she know?
I mean,
Learn
I'm not
something new
going to
every
read
day.
into the headline,
See,
but
here's the funny thing is you would have to add like 2 or 3 words to that to just make it amazing. Like Edward Norton, Springsteen taught me about love in a basement. Right? Edward Norton, Springsteen taught me about love last night.
yeah,
With his cat.
yeah. I just thought the headline was hilarious. Apparently, Norton and Springsteen are friends, and he interviewed him recently at a festival, or never mind, in 2010. Because why are we
That's-
talking
so
about?
recently.
Why are we talking
Wow.
about this now? It's 5 years ago. Anyways, Springsteen has a great relationship with his wife, and Edward Norton was inspired to seek that. But
Do Springsteen?
he said Springsteen taught me about love, so we have to give him some crap for that.
I mean, it's possible that he just like spent the night at their house and one thing led to another, and I'm just saying it's
Couple
not.
bottle of wines.
Yeah.
from this room
Not
today,
lights.
today a rumor will start from this room, and it will spread across the world,
It's like
and it will be
wildfire.
beautiful. All right. Anyways, that's all the crap that I've got.
Well,
I'm gonna stop talking because it never goes well.
that was remarkably satisfying. Even
Like
for
Edward
the
Norton and
news.
Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, that's probably exactly what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Bruce. I had no idea. Thanks for teaching me about my body. No.
What if Bruce Springsteen taught a sex ed class? That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
See, kids, what you want to do is you want to take your guitar and just kind of.
Yeah, just touch it. Get in there nice and deep. Touch it again. Oh, yeah.
Well, that went downhill pretty fast.
Baby, he was born to. I'm not going to say the word, but you can insert it yourself.
That escalated quickly.
Baby.
Oh boy.
All right, I should stop talking.
Well, that was fun.
I mean, you can if you want to.
Probably a good idea for us.
Well, on to slightly less horrifying subjects than Edward Norton and Bruce Springsteen's eventual love child.
How will
All
we
right.
conceive?
We're conceiving paintings. We're conceiving love childs. This is a great
Love
day for
childs?
Americans. Love childs.
That happened just now. All right. So I gotta say, we have never, and I say never as though it's impressive. We're on episode 4 of Tusk Radio now, but to this point, we have never had a metal band on the show. So I didn't really know what to expect, and you guys were like the first people that we actually had confirmed for the show, which was equally cool because that was like months ago, and musicians just don't do that. And
Were
so
we the first late ones?
was that?
Were we the first late ones?
No?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's the first time we've gone on air late, but you know what? Screw it.
We hold the title. It's awesome.
That's
Boom.
right.
You guys get a plaque. So.
But yeah, and you know what? That's the beautiful thing about this show and this format is when things happen a little bit late, we just kind of roll with it and whatever, because who cares? Huh. But
Okay.
it's-
That was really nice. Falsetto. Right?
right. Sorry, I
He's been
just
practicing it.
got that helium.
Clear.
I had an inkling that your voice could go that high, but I wasn't actually sure.
Uh-huh.
So thanks for clearing that up for
Well,
me.
I'm glad we all learned something today.
Usually it involves, squeezing certain
Mhm.
things.
He's been practicing it though. You can tell. Like, he's been waiting for the 4th episode to bring that out.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I really
it's
have
a big
been.
step for him. Okay.
And he nailed it.
I know.
Hashtag proud of you.
So that would be our first question here is who between the two of you whose voice can also go that high? Who? Oh, that was an
Ooh.
uncomfortable
Okay.
silence.
So here's
boy.
the deal. So I am a tenor. So overall, I mean, I can definitely go up to that octave and stuff.
Alrighty.
But believe it or not, Tyler is also a vocalist. So I have never
Piss
actually
poor
heard
vocalist.
him. But you could still go high though. I think. 'Cause
Yeah,
I've
I can do a really extreme falsetto, but it's just god awful.
See, now that this has been declared, it's necessary. So
We need to hear it from
yeah.
both of you.
So what we're gonna do
What
is
was-
I'm gonna
what was-
have you back off the mic about
Right.
6 to 8 inches there,
God,
and I want to hear this happen.
Let's just have Mike go first.
All right,
Set the bar a little.
I'm the vocalist. I gotta mess it up. So you gotta go first.
No.
You
set the bar. I gotta outshine you.
Here, we'll rock paper scissors because
Okay.
this is
Eeny,
gonna happen.
meeny,
This'll work.
miny,
All right.
moe.
Here you go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Both scissors.
Ready?
All
Aha!
right, Mike loses.
Tyler
Okay,
cuts
So I get to go
paper.
first. So,
All right.
So like falsetto high or just like top range high?
I would say like helium balloon high.
How high
Oh
can you
my-
go,
just
really?
I'm curious. now.
14-year-old girl screaming, bloody murder.
Right?
Painful
That's
to
pretty
think
much
You
what
can
about.
already
do.
see it in these guys' faces.
is
They're
gonna
like,
be
man,
terrible."
what the hell are we doing here?
I don't want to like
I regret
blow up
every
the system.
decision.
Hold on.
Judge
Wait,
regret.
Hold up. I'm bringing up a tuner because I want to see what this says.
Oh, stuff's getting real.
Everyone's
got to
be quiet
All right,
somewhat during this.
Here we
This is
go.
Crazy.
All right.
Is it on?
Mr. Mike.
Holy shit. Oh my god. All right. Well, that was an A. I think my ears are dead.
I want to forfeit.
It was beautiful.
All right. There we go.
That was amazing. So,
Can we do that again?
Oh my god.
so Tyler, we'll have you do the same thing, but you have to get a little farther off the mic than that because my whole computer just freaked out. It's like, oh my god!
I don't even know what to do.
All right.
Hey,
Give me just a sec
you're
here.
on.
Here's Tyler.
Hold on. I don't even know how to do this.
It's like asking him to take a pee in public now. He's
Still,
just
like mine's just gonna be all like whiny.
Holy sh! That's the same note. Same
I
exact
got
note.
the same note. Yeah, that's
It's a
the same note.
tie.
Yep, it's a tie.
Oh
All
my
right.
god.
oh, all right.
That really hurts.
Yeah, and that's also going down as my favorite thing that's ever happened on this show. I had no idea what to expect just now, and that was amazing.
What can you do? Come on, do one.
Yeah, do your
Oh man. All right. I'm gonna get like way off this thing though.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
That one picks stuff up easier too.
Mhm.
In fact, that's a good point. I'm just gonna mute mine here.
Dude, that was just a half step up from the A that they were on.
Up.
Yeah.
Nice. See, you went higher.
So
That's
you're
step
saying
up?
it was an
Yep.
A sharp.
It was A sharp flat.
All right, so now that
Teach
this is
you.
now that this is a thing, Daniel
Oh,
Brackey.
God.
let's-
That's the A. That's the A. I can't go above the A. Oh, there we go. That was B flat.
B flat. Woo! Yeah.
All right, Katie, come on.
Oh God, why?
Give it a try. Because you're a lady and you sing higher than all of us.
In theory.
In theory. Maybe you're a bass. I don't know.
Secretly a bass.
Yeah. That was E flat.
Wow. All right.
Well, I feel like we've all learned some things about our bodies today, which is exactly what Edward Norton said.
Thank you, Bruce Springsteen, who isn't Jewish. All right.
So that it's an odd segue, but that actually does bring me to my next question. Now that I know that your voice can
Wait,
do
what,
that,
really?
what genre are we calling Endless Rain?
So that's a very, very good question because we do get that quite a bit.
I'm sure.
Obviously, there's the broad general. It's like, oh, metal, right?
Right.
Which is great. But realistically, we classify ourselves as something known as thrashcore.
Okay.
Not a lot of bands, I'd say, are in that genre of music, but we happen to be one of them. So kind of what that really entails is we're all over the spectrum, realistically, in like music. So I think what it is, I mean, really, we just write stuff that we like to like play and like to hear. So if it sounds good to us, we're like, yeah, keep it. Let's put it on a record, you know? So it's one of those types of deals where, yeah, we're labeled thrashcore, but we just kind of like get together in a room and we're like, hey, Dan, how about you just pick up your guitar and play a riff? And next thing you know, we have a song done, basically.
Oh, so that's exactly how you're writing then, is you're just kind of throwing things together and until you like the way it is.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's really interesting.
Like, where we get the thrash though is kind of like a lot of our music does have a thrash oriented either sound or feel
Okay.
via the guitar tone or styling or just the speed of the drums. But then the core is just we have a lot of new school elements in it too. So
That's what makes it a good blend. And I think, going off the thrash part, I think like every song that we do write, there is an element of thrash to it. So that's like the consistent denominator in the equation,
Yep.
is that we'll always have thrash in there, but there will be also elements of other stuff. So it's kind of cool that we have that variation. You know, it just makes it very, very flexible, our music style. And I think you just can't really get bored with it because one thing hits you and another thing hits you in
Definitely.
the same song. So, and you'll hear that today, obviously. But yeah, it's just like ADHD for your ears, basically, more or less, right?
That is
That's what I need.
that is a quote that's going up on social media. Just to let you know, ADHD for your ears. I love it. It's happening.
Oh,
How
I'll
long
make
have
it
you
happen.
guys? How long have you guys been together?
So I joined the band 4 months ago. So I'm actually like pretty much reached out to you guys to set up an interview for this, and I was pretty much still learning the songs.
Nice.
And then from there, actually, I'll let Tyler kind of explain what goes on back.
Let's see. We started originally as Legion of Massacre. Always hated that name. But it was me and our old vocalist and some other guy. His name's Matt. But went through a bunch of guitars trying to find the right guy. Eventually found Dan over here on Craigslist, which literally thought he was going to murder us.
Still,
Still,
Just because
that's a
of
current day
Craigslist, or were
thing,
there
by the
other
way,
reasons?
so-
it's a gray area there. But then, yeah, me and Dan been in this band for almost two and a half years now. 3 years? 3 years. Where did the time go? And then we started playing shows at the beginning of 2014. Actually, New Year's Eve was our first show. And then we got Greg probably 3 months before that. And we got him because we were originally a 5-piece band. Then we decided we were better with a 4-piece. So then that's how we kind of got him.
Very cool.
So Greg's probably been in the band for a year and a half longer than Mike, I want to say.
Nice. So most of you guys are fairly long term with it. It's not kind of a constant rotation once you find the
Hopefully we're
right
done.
people. Nice. That's pretty
Hopefully
cool.
Mike doesn't screw this up.
Yeah,
Right,
Mike,
pretty much.
just stay strong, man. You can do this.
Just don't be a douche.
Right? Pretty much, more or less on that one. So. Yeah.
And we've got 3 of your tunes today, and the understanding that I have, and maybe I'm incorrect about this, so I'll double check on it first. The understanding I have is that these are all like brand new, never been released, never been played anywhere.
Like 2 weeks ago.
No kidding.
Whoa.
And there's like all 3 songs, grand total of like with setup and everything is probably 10 hours of tracking.
Wow.
Nice. That's that's actually pretty quick for
Right?
3 songs.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
efficient. Do
We-
you guys have to practice the bejesus out of them first? And
Well, the Car Crash is one of the songs that we're going to play, and that's the very first song we've completed. So that song is about 3 years old. And then the other 2 songs are relatively our newest songs. So You're Right Today is our last song we wrote, which there's a few parts that I messed up on a lot, but had to redouble over it because I wasn't used to the, I don't know, muscle memory wasn't there yet.
Yeah, we actually wrote these 2 songs. So You're Right to Die and then Wrath. So those 2 songs, we wrote them about maybe a month ago.
Okay.
And then, but they were kind of new because I was in the band. It was actually like the first experience that I had writing with these guys. Just going off of, writing lyrics to the songs they've already constructed. So we wrote these, and then we were like, well, gosh, they're so freaking good. We have to get this out there as being like just what we are and where we're going directional wise.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of why we decided those ones, even though they technically got like 10 or 11 more songs already that are actually fully done. So we're going back into the recording studio actually, early September, like September 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yep.
And we're going to be just tracking the entire album. It's going to be 13 songs.
Wow.
Nice.
That's a pretty big album to do in 3 days.
Yes.
It's ambitious.
Not bad. Where are you
go.
guys doing the tracking?
Signature Tone.
Okay.
Yep. It's it's a City Storm recording studio with Adam Tucker. So he's a good guy. He's just right in Richfield. So
Nice. It's cool stuff. Well, do you mind if we hear one of these tunes?
Mhm.
There's like some fanfare going on. You were talking about car crash syndrome here. You mind if we start with that one?
Sure.
Is there a story behind this one?
yes, there is actually.
Lyrically, yeah.
Yeah, lyrically. So, like we said, I joined the project 4 months ago. There was no lyrics, so I made up all the lyrics for all the songs, everything like that, to kind of figure out. They had some names. This title, I think, originally was Changing of the Gods, right?
Yep.
I think it was told. And so I was in the middle, and this was one of the songs that I actually didn't write the lyrics for right away. But I was trying to figure out what to do vocally for it. And I was checking my feed, and I think it was Dan that actually ended up texting me, and he goes, hey, I just got into a car crash right now, and I had to get out of my car, and I was like yelling at this person, and it was like really, really intense, right? And like I said, I had literally the sheet in front of me lyrically, and I was just like, oh wait, that's a good idea. I should just like write this about
Thanks,
car
Dan!
crashes. So he inspired essentially this song, which car crash syndrome. And I know everyone, when you're on the road here in Minnesota, you're kind of used to, having to lay on your horn and people not really knowing where they're going directional wise and stuff. So road rage is very present here. So it makes perfect sense realistically. It's like, I'm surprised no one's written a song about this yet.
Right.
So I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity. So I just kind of took it and went all the way with it.
Well, terrific. I can't wait to hear it. Car Crash Syndrome by Endless Rain right here on Tusk Radio, KSIZ 99.9.
Cause 95 on
Car Crash Syndrome by Endless Rain, and as expected, I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was fantastic.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
It was loud and noisy and made me want to hit things.
I mean, that's the goal, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Then on spot.
just checking.
Yeah, you might want to be careful if you're driving a car listening to that. I don't know if you can go the speed limit. Refrain from, running into somebody.
Yeah, it would not be good. That's why I listen to people talking when I'm in the car.
Do you listen to the soothing sounds of NPR?
On occasion.
Just checking.
Because otherwise I get mad and start to throw things at people.
This is the Seventh Sympathy.
Love it. Well, this brings up an interesting question for me, and I guess we'll direct it toward Tyler first. What are some of the musical influences that you are bringing into this?
Well, I don't know, like other artists that influenced me. One's very generic, but of course Chris Adler from Lamb of God. Just his triple blast on the bass drum stuff. I love that stuff, and I incorporate that quite a bit. And then Pete Weber from Havoc. Just his high intensity and speed is just overwhelming, especially live. And then I have not looked up his name, but the drummer from Streetlight Manifesto. Some people would argue that they're ska. Some people would argue that they're Latin jazz with a ska influence. I don't know. It's just his drumming techniques are just incredible. Probably the most technically sound drummer that I've seen live so far. But those have to be the three main bands. But I think really just going out to see bands live and just hearing the intensity of the drums, like there's the snare going off on the off beats, every beat or whatnot, is kind of influenced me the most because I just love that energy.
Sure.
Drums
So-
are pretty good at that.
Right?
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what drums do.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean though. Like there's something about seeing a really good drummer live that's just like, oh yeah, I need to go home and practice for days.
Right. And then also if they hit hard, so much better.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of drummers out there that they barely hit, and it's just like you don't get the full tone.
Yeah. No, that's cool stuff.
Yep.
All right, Mike, same question to you. Musical influences.
So what kind of got me started, I guess, overall, is when I was a kid, I was a very angry kid. No surprise. You can kind of hear it in the lyrics, right? But overall, actually, believe it or not, I would say the first band or the first project that I really, really liked when I was a kid in terms of anger and everything else was Eminem, actually. So
kidding.
I grew up with Eminem, went through most of their CDs, everything all the way up to, I think, White America was the other one that they released, right? So yeah, I was heavily influenced by Eminem when I was younger. I didn't know anything really about rock music. 93X doesn't do a very good job, in my opinion, in displaying what rock music is, or what it can be. So overall, that's what was my fuel to my fire for a while. Then I found out about a band called Korn, which Jonathan Davis.
You
So-
are
Yes.
just you're literally running up my musical childhood right now. just to let you know, like I'm right there with you. You and I are soulmates. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure. All right.
Yep.
All right.
So the first album I picked up by them was actually called Issues, and I literally listened to it probably at least 50 hours a day when I was actually cutting shrubbery in Oregon. So yes, literally just back to back nonstop listening to that album. So it did a really good job in terms of there's the frustration, there's the raw emotion that's involved with it. So definitely loved it. From there, I got into some things, Finger 11 a little bit, some Disturbed. So, I mean, like, it pretty much just kept compiling, and I got more and more in deep. And I started figuring out that there's more depth to just, even Jonathan's voice, for example. So I went to a Slipknot concert, and there was an opener at it, and their name was Lamb of God at the time. Still is, right? And
You might have heard of them.
right, you maybe heard
Just
of
maybe.
them. Not
This
sure
little,
though.
little band.
And but anyway, they opened literally. They were the first bands opening for this show, and I just they blew me away. Like I wasn't sure if I was really really scared inside or if I was really excited. It was kind of like a mixed feeling from them. So, but it intrigued me. So I ended up getting more of their stuff. Figured out, As the Palaces Burn. So I started listening to that song, that whole CD, everything. Next thing I know, I was just sitting there singing the lyrics and everything with it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for me. So I went out and I bought this Rock Band game, and it has this stuff on there where you can play Laid to Rest on it, and you can also do vocals on it. So I started by grabbing the mic for that and actually started just singing straight into that microphone and figuring out really how to do the highs, the lows, and the mids and things. So that's kind of how I figured out my voice, actually, was to that song on Rock Band, of all
Interesting.
things.
Huh.
So from there, I just kind of said, okay, I figured out what I need to do, and I joined a band. Back then it was Tomorrow Brings New Blood. And the rest is kind of history going all the way through it. I just kept developing it and practicing it, and here I am today. So
That's actually, I've never
That's the
one
nerdiest
time
story.
met anybody that told me that a huge part of their musical development happened thanks to Rock Band. Like you are the first person I've ever heard that did that. And it's crazy because I have always been very dismissive of Rock Band and Guitar Hero for that exact reason, because it doesn't develop anybody's skill set. But apparently I need to go rethink that now because I just met someone who legitimately did develop a skill set from it. So that's really cool. I'm also still freaking out a little bit based on your musical progression as a child, because I think we might actually be the same person.
Adam might want your phone number.
Yeah, I'm tweaking a little bit here, so I might need to meet your mother and make sure that she's not mine. just in case there was something they never told me.
right.
No, that's pretty crazy though. That's pretty interesting. I wanna spin another one of your tunes here. This one, the one I have next up on my queue, is called Wrath. What's the deal here?
So Wrath, overall, kind of the concept I have with this is I like to have at least one song or two that's really apocalyptic type nature and everything. But more importantly, I think with Wrath and where it comes from is that, as a society, overall how we are running things, and everything, there's not a really good check and balances that's going on. So ultimately, I wanted to create something that would be sort of a jar in people's minds to say, we need to start focusing on the things like the true values of family and really being more people than people who are connected to cell phones, really, So with internet and with technology advancing, we're becoming more detached from ourselves. And eventually, basically, what I'm saying in this song is that the wrath is coming. That unless something changes, where we're not glued to our cell phones, basically to our hips, we're going to end up crumbling as a society.
Very cool. Well, coming up, this is Wrath from Endless Rain.
is coming. You hell, raise the axe up. Then it comes down on your neck. Then here it comes again. Short seconds for the end of the road. Watching the time fly around your brow. No more can the year come out. Numbers the Yankees are running There is no doubt.
Awesome.
I still want the hit stuff.
The last one, our bassist, he just every single time he hits it, he just gets in like a little fit, like a toddler, just wants to break everything.
That's what bassists are supposed to do.
Break
right?
everything?
We cause a ruckus.
Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly.
Got to be noticed somehow.
Brutal. Good stuff. Well, and these are all part of an upcoming album. So tell me a little bit about this album.
Do you want to take this one?
Sure.
His face says no.
But his eyes say yes.
Well, it's just like it all basically came together within the last 2 weeks,
I mean, that's pretty ridiculous.
right? So like right now it's just like all like way over my head. But I remember, so like we were coming down to this radio show. They were like, we need 3 tracks. And so we got into the recording studio, busted these 3 out pretty quick, and we're like, you know what? Since we're kind of in the mindset of doing that, we got one of our shows canceled. I think the main act kind of canceled the show, so the whole show went under.
Well, it was a venue thing. So we were supposed to help support Green Death was the name of the project coming through.
Very
And
trash.
yeah, very, very thrash. I mean, we fit them really well, so we were really excited for the show too. And that was supposed to be on the 29th of August.
Yep.
And basically what happened is there was a huge conflict or something was going on with the venue and the promoter, and they severed the ties essentially. So we didn't know if it really existed.
Wow.
And that was kind of a big deal, especially for a touring act coming into Minnesota.
Yeah.
So after just, I think it was maybe about a month or so, I think they were the ones that ultimately just said, we're going to pull the plug type of thing, come back maybe at a later date, when things are more settled down, which I think was the good decision to make in that
Right.
scenario,
Seems legit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of how that went out. And then it was like, oh yeah, we got extra time. So
So we were like, we got extra time, we can get in the recording studio. Then it gives us time to tighten up our last song for the album. I think we're going to call that one Snoopy's Inferno.
that's the current track. I think it's called Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
right?
Beetlejuice.
Because the other one's pretty much written. So yeah. Snoopy's Inferno would be the last one we have to finish.
Right?
Yeah.
So, don't know what it's going to be about.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm just imagining. You remember how Snoopy would be the Red Baron on Peanuts?
Yeah.
I'm just imagining him laying waste to an entire town. That's Snoopy's Inferno.
I can't decide whether this makes my heart happy or sad.
Right.
So it's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of those two.
But yeah, then so I think we were going to hit the end of August, but I think our guitarist is out of town, so we decided to go for beginning of September 12th. and just try and get as much, if not all of it, done within those 3 days, which would be awesome if we do. Then basically we sat there, argued back and forth forever on album artwork.
That was a little bit of time. I wouldn't say it was forever, but
It was definitely the longest we thought about anything.
yeah, I would probably say so. I mean, with this, as much stuff that we got done in 2 weeks ago, right? I mean,
Right.
that was pretty much one of the biggest things that we had to agree upon
Right.
for this. So it was interesting because we ended up compromising. I was the only one that didn't necessarily like the image all that much.
He said it looked like Harry Potter.
Yeah, pretty much reminded me of the Sorcerer's Stone, more or less.
But
And,
then our guitarist is like, crap, I can't do it anymore. So
Right.
then I'm serious, like, if anything, it looks like Children of Bodoms. They're hate. What the hell's it called?
I'm not sure the name
It's
of it.
one of their Children of Bodom albums with the green guy and Scythe.
Doing
I don't know.
stuff.
Yeah, you know,
Sometimes.
they're traditional
Doing
artworks.
Doing
Stuff.
children of Botomy stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, right. So like
Stuff.
it reminded me more
Kid
of
stuff.
that, and then we changed it from like a greenish to more of a fall color scheme, I guess.
Right. Yeah. So
And now to me it looks more like Harry Potter, but whatever.
might as well go all the way. I mean, why sell yourself short when you're this far already?
Right.
So, but no, yeah, I think with the color change on the template and stuff, and the additional artwork that's going to go with the album, overall looks pretty good to me. So I was enough. I was like, that's good. It's just I didn't like the overall tone of just green. I guess I thought maybe we should add a couple other colors in there too.
Yeah.
So
A lot of thrash bands are doing a lot of green schemes, and it's just becoming the traditional, I guess. So it looks awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, let's do something a little different. And then forever we've been arguing on album length for this. You know, like he's always wanted to do 13 tracks. You know, my goal is to do a double full length, but as long as it's over an hour, I don't care. But so we're sitting there writing, or in the recording studio, I think, tracking guitar and bass. And Mike's saying, like, should we do 11 tracks? Because then we're just going, hopefully, put that to our second album, try and get that done, get back in the studio. Then I'm like, I don't think we really need that crutch, per se. So we kind of talked about it. Then we just settled on 13 tracks, which is going to be perfect.
yeah, I was just concerned because I know that September 4th is right around the corner, and we have 2 tracks that, like, for lyrics wise, they haven't been written yet. And the other part of it is that Beetlejuice is still not completely in its full entity of what it's going to be.
Sure.
And
So-
one song needs to get tightened up a little bit.
Right, exactly. So I mean, there's a lot of work we have to do at this point, and the last thing I want to do is I'd rather tighten up what we have than have to focus on necessarily writing songs that are not even done. So I was like, well, maybe we should do 11. But overall, I think that we usually do at least 2 practices a week, or if not longer, and then and usually our practices are long. So
Right.
I think overall, like, we'll probably have enough time to get it all done. So I was like, we might as well just do it. I mean, if it's there and it's almost done, it's pretty much done, I guess. So
And then contemplating on an album name. Honestly, it was really easy to come up with. Like, we tossed around a couple album titles, and then he just said one, and we're like, yeah. So then we just decided on
yeah.
Buried and Forgotten, which I love it because most people are going to buy the album, and it's going to get buried and forgotten.
Zing! Joke's on you guys. We know what you're going to do with it.
Right? So we're just pretty much calling them out.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the easiest decisions we ever made. I think was overall the album title. It was just
No.
like 2 seconds, like, what's this? What's this? Oh, and then how about Buried and Forgotten? All right, that works. Yeah, it makes sense. All right,
Perfect.
we're good.
That's how it usually works, though. People like assume that there's some like big epiphany that comes with every great album title, and it's usually like, no, okay, we can deal with this, whatever. That's
Right.
fine.
Right.
Good enough.
Right.
Yeah, by the time it comes time to title it, you're just like, oh my god, I want to go home.
Yeah. My first band in high school, which was not great, but
They
We-
all weren't great.
yeah. of course. Duh. Are you talking about my bands?
No. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll take it. But like we couldn't come up with an album title, and we were driving home from this little basement studio we were recording at, and we had to merge onto the freeway, and we're like, okay, let's just call it Merge, and we did, and we're like, screw it, we don't care anymore.
Right? That sucked when you were arguing about something, and at the end of the day, you're just like, let's just get it done with. I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
care. We'll roll with it. But yeah, then, so since we're going to be, hopefully, everything's going to be done by the 6th or 7th recording-wise for Buried and Forgotten, we set a date and already got the show pretty much all together on December 18th at Annandale Roadhouse.
At where?
Annandale Roadhouse.
There is a place called Annandale, Minnesota, just so you know. It does exist.
Really? It's
Out
not
west.
like
Right.
a mythical place that
Yep.
people write about.
It's
First
where
time I heard about it, I
unicorns
thought-
come from.
Right. I literally thought it was. Like, the first time I heard about it, I'm like, Annandale? That's here? Is that a country? You know, I don't know.
Also, there's a Blue Earth and a Biscuit, Minnesota.
I've been to Blue Earth.
Have you
I
been to
did not
Biscuit?
know there was a
No.
biscuit.
I'm saying it wrong. I don't remember, but it's close enough to
Looks
Biscuit.
like biscuit.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
Right?
Again.
Let's go to
I
KFC.
wonder if there's a place there that sells biscuits and gravy in Biscuit.
Oh, don't say biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy.
You're the worst person. Holy. I want some Perkins. This is wreaking havoc on my stomach right now.
The desire.
Yeah, like
Pumpkin pie.
nah.
I don't know. I'm just making.
Well, thanks.
You just ruined it, Katie.
that killed
Wait.
Ah,
That was
Chipotle
making
burritos.
sounds.
Dude.
Yeah,
Oh.
fixed it. There you go.
All better.
Chipotle.
Thanks, Tyler. You really
Hungry
bailed me out on
again.
that one.
Anytime.
It's like when you have to change your when you have to change your line of thought and you're like, old nuns, old nuns, old nuns.
Right?
Except for Bracky, it's just pumpkin pie.
I mean, we learned something about him.
Pumpkin pie.
Nothing.
Anything else? Ew. Okay.
Nothing
I'm better.
distracts me more than pumpkin pie. Sure.
So how are you feeling about fall coming around with all the pumpkin flavors?
Ah.
Worst time of the year?
I don't know. For
I'm
me,
gonna vomit.
I actually like pumpkin on everything. So like, I'll do pumpkin bread. I'll do pumpkin
Shut up.
bars. I'm that odd guy that likes that stuff.
Michael
and-
put on a pair of Uggs and just go to
Right?
Starbucks and like, I need a pumpkin spice latte.
Please.
Wow.
He sends so many pictures of him getting like lattes going to work.
Right?
Through our band
Right?
feed.
It's
just
actually a
like,
legit thing. He's just this tall, big mountain guy walking in line, you know, and he's like, oh, I'll take
he
the
really
cooler."
wants to be a 16-year-old valley girl.
Wow.
I think that's like
That
where he
sounds
should
like
be in life.
that sounds like an MTV True Life episode.
Right?
I want to be a 16-year-old girl. That would go pretty well.
Oh my god.
What kind of
Those
life
shoes.
coaches would they get to help you? Like,
Not sure.
I guess that's really more of
A
a maid thing,
16-year-old
isn't it?
girl that just ignores you and sits on her phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
Deal with it.
Oh my god.
Look at my dog. Look at my latte.
My latte's taking way too long.
The dog
gonna
ate my
die.
latte again.
YOLO.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, for good reason.
Right?
Oh,
Everyone
jeez.
forgot about that. And it's okay.
How did we get on this?
I have no idea. I think we were talking about Mike wanting to be a 16-year-old girl. I
Just
don't.
because I like
Basically.
pumpkins. Yes, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
No lattes.
Pumpkins
yeah,
and
got to
lattes,
Oh, yeah, there was
especially
pumpkin
combined.
There was
Spice
some
latte, girl.
progression that took us like nuns, pumpkins, lattes. Mike wants to be a girl.
Perfect.
Oh
Well,
my god. Anyways,
that was a great little diversion there. So before we run this next tune of your guys's, what do we have in the way of upcoming shows? What do we have booked? Obviously, there's the album release.
Yep. So that's actually the last show we have currently like booked at this point. So the first one we're gonna have coming up here is September 11th, 12th, and 13th. It's a whole weekend actually, and it's gonna be at the Northern Metal Fest in Wisconsin.
Nice.
And that's at the Wasco's campgrounds. And basically, it's just this whole entire weekend that's filled with metal and everything else underneath the sun. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be camping there. I think Dan and I for sure are going to be out there pretty much on Friday during the day. I think we're maybe even leaving Thursday night. I'm not sure.
As soon as I get off work, I'm picking up that guy over there and heading up.
Dragging him up. So we actually play on Saturday at like 11 p.m. on the indoor stage. So, we'll be probably pretty wasted by the time we go on, which is going to make it a lot more fun.
Hey, you know what? It's a metal fest. There
Right.
are rules that you have to follow, like get
Right.
wasted at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
You mean
AM.
AM?
AM as well. No, it'd be both.
Wake up. Oh my god, 8 a.m. Time for a beer.
I'm way behind. I got to catch
Day
up.
drinking.
So we have that one going on that weekend. Then from there, we're going to actually be supporting Revocation. They'll be coming in on the, the 27th?
27th
of
September with Cannabis Corpse, Black Fist, and
That's
yeah,
the
I don't
name.
remember.
Why do I always? Yeah,
I always
forget this. that
Normally I
one.
forget Black Fist.
Right?
Who the hell?
That's why I forget too. This is really weird. Wow.
James Taylor.
Close.
They may be related. Distant
it up.
cousins. Right. Either way.
I apologize to that one band. I guess.
Right. Yeah. Well,
They're gonna veto you guys on the.
Yeah,
on the
they're
bill
going to
now.
watch this and be like, we gotta kill these guys.
Well, that's our death right there. But anyway, so from there, then we have October 15th. We'll be at the Hexagon Bar. There's a.
Is that a Thursday?
Yes, it is a Thursday.
That's going to suck.
Yep. And but it's a free show, so it's kind of nice. And we'll actually be sporting a Denver thrash metal band that's coming through. And I'm not going to try to butcher their names at all. Yeah, I'm not going to try and go there. So, and then, like I said, after that, we actually have another show 2 weeks after that. It will be at the Club Underground, and it's a Halloween bash that's going on. There's a 2
yeah,
day
that's gonna be
fest
fun.
that's going on. Yep, that's going to be a lot of good bands on that bill. So it's going to be pretty big.
Was there like 10, 12 bands on there now?
Yep. So that's the October 30th and October 31st. So I think tickets are $10. You can get them pre-sale. So.
Jeez.
And then, like I said, after that, we'll actually take pretty much the entire month of November off.
Besides the 18th?
Huh?
No, that's December.
Right, yeah. And then,
Continue.
so yeah, like I said, so we'll take off pretty much the entire month of November off from shows and stuff like that. If there is anything album-wise we have to address, we'll address it then, but chances are we'll have it done way before then. So, and then, yeah, that's pretty much all we got on the plate right now.
It's actually kind of crazy. We're contemplating on December 18th or February 4th, which is 8 months after recording. That would have been
for
ridiculous.
the album release.
Yeah.
So, initially we were trying to figure out like, do we want to release it this year or next year, and just in terms of everybody's schedules and trying to plan this thing out correctly. It was like either we did the Annandale Roadhouse show in December, or we said, okay, we're gonna wait and try and see if we can get like the Triple Rock or something, either early March even. I would say even later than February, and then get, of course, bands booked to it as well. But we decided December 18th. We didn't want to wait on it, and we want to get it out there and start working on the second album as soon as we can.
Yeah, that Annandale place is pretty crazy. It's always packed when we play. So,
Where
stuff.
is this magical land?
So the thing is
South,
that it's an
east,
hour and a
west.
half. Yeah, it's like an hour and a half out of the state. Thank you. Out of the cities. And the greatest part is when you get there, no one can hear you scream. You're really, really far out, right? So you're basically spending the night there. So no one really leaves after anyone's done. They just kind of hang around and stuff like that. So it's really neat. The hotel's like maybe 6 blocks away. I mean, you can pretty
fans
much
get
walk
there,
there within
go
10
in one
minutes.
room, pretty much party for a while.
Yep. So everyone will be there. We'll all party. It's a huge fest, basically. And then after that, the after party is in a hotel room, and then the owner gets really pissed off and comes up and bangs on the door all the time.
Sounds familiar.
He's used to it by now, so he pretty much knows me by my first name. Yeah. So he's got-
Mike!
yeah. Keep that shit down.
That's pretty funny. That sounds like a good time. Annandale Roadhouse.
Mhm.
And just
I've
one more
heard
time,
of
what's the
that.
date on that?
December 18th.
December 18th.
Boom.
Very cool. And we'll make sure that we put that up on the Tusk social media as well, so that people can come find it. And I guess that leaves us with one of your tunes left, which is "Your Right to Die." What's the story here?
So, Your Right to Die, or more, You Are Right to Die. I just, like people always wonder about that type of stuff, you say your, but, so the idea behind this track really is actually about family and family conflict and such. You get to the point where, with a certain individual where you just kind of like don't know what else to do. You're just so frustrated with either their life choices, but you're related to them, so you kind of got to deal with them at the same time. So there's really no solution, but in the back of your mind, when you get really, really pissed off at them, you're just kind of going like, you know what? Yeah, you are right to die. Just go kill yourself because you're making bad decisions anyway, and it's going to happen. So if you don't want to listen to me, fine. You're right to die. Figure it out.
Right on. This is from Endless Rain, "You Are Right to Die."
Well, that was kind of freaky when it first kind of kicked in there. I was caught me off guard.
I jumped.
Saw Bracky's head jerk back a little bit. Like, oh.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, though. Well, I'm really glad that we've actually had a chance to get to hear some of the stuff off the upcoming album. I'm excited to hear the rest of it for sure. And before we kind of jog on into the next part of our day, where can people find you guys online?
Facebook, Reverb Nation. Do we have a Twitter?
Yeah, no, there's a Twitter and
We have a
everything.
Twitter.
I don't think we use it very often, but no, we definitely have one of those. We have our website, of course, just
Oh, yeah, I forgot we have a
endlessrain.com. Yep, you can. There's T-shirts on there and stuff like that too. We'll soon be putting the pre-order for the album on there as well, so people can pre-order if they'd like. We're trying to wing a deal where if they do pre-order, they can get 4 tracks off the album, download instantly. So that seems to be kind of like the new industry standard. So we're gonna kind of like go with it.
Very cool.
Right.
Very cool. And as soon as you guys put that up, we'll be sure and be spreading the word about that as well. So if you're listening to Tusk on the regular, you can also keep it right here for Endless Rain tracks and to pre-order that album. That'll be pretty cool stuff. And once again, that album release show at Annandale Roadhouse, December 18th. Sounds like the sort of thing that nobody's going to want to miss.
Sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Should be.
All right. Well, we're going to take ourselves a good 7 or 8 seconds of breathing time here, and then we'll be talking very briefly about the people who actually make Tusk Radio happen. We'll be right back with Endless Rain.
Tusk on KSIZ.
Tusk Radio is sponsored by the Twin Cities School of Rock. With locations in St. Paul and Eden Prairie, School of Rock is the premier music-based education performance program in the city, serving kids ages 2 to 18. www.schoolofrock.com. Tusk Radio is also proud to be sponsored by Mac Music Accessories, professional-grade tuners, cables, and other guitar accessories at affordable prices. Check them out on Amazon or at www.macmusicaccessories.com.
Very cool. And, of course, we always like to thank our sponsor station, KSIZ, Sizzlin' 99.9, for letting us come in and use all their fancy equipment and do this week after week after week. And even though we can hear the air conditioner and the microphone, I would, on a personal note, like to thank them for air conditioning as well. It's like 90 bajillion degrees outside. And you know what?
At least it's not Friday.
Hearing the AC in the microphone a little bit is a very small price to pay for actually sitting here and not dying. So that's a big deal for me. So thank you, of course, to KSIZ Sizzlin' 99.9. And I think we've spent a lot of time today learning some interesting things about ourselves, which means to me that it's time to continue that exact trend. So the first thing that we're going to do today, we're going to play some Instrument Or, which is one of our favorite games. And here's how this works: you guys are going to be on a team against Daniel Brackey, because hell with Daniel
That was a
Brackey.
good high five.
So the way this works is I'm going to give you the name of a thing, and I'm going to give you 2 possible definitions of it. Today's Instrument Or is Instrument or Illegal Firecracker. So you're going to have to tell me whether the thing that I name is an instrument or an illegal firecracker. You guys ready to go?
Let's do this.
All right.
Hooray.
Ready to buckle this down hardcore.
All right.
Go Team Jake.
We got this.
Here's the first one. Adungu. This is Adungu. It is either a homemade mortar shell usually launched from a 5-gallon plastic bucket, or an arched harp with 7 to 10 strings found in northern Uganda.
Mike, this is all you.
Northern Uganda just happens to be my specialty. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I got a 50-50 shot at this realistically at this point. So,
Yeah, the odds are pretty good.
Yep. Undanga. Okay, I'm going to go with an instrument.
You're going with an instrument. Bracky?
I'll go with firecracker.
I would have
Whatever.
went with him.
Firecracker?
You're on my team. You can't
All
go
right.
with him.
It is,
What is this?
it is, in fact, an arched harp with 7 to 10 strings found in northern Uganda.
Told you. I told you. It is my specialty.
Told ya.
Well, I'm doing great so far.
Hey, we're used to it.
At least you had support.
Exactly.
From my team.
Yeah.
All right, here's the next one. Boga, B-O-G-A. It is either a large drum with a head usually made from cow or water buffalo hide, or a traditional cannon made from PVC pipe, which uses denatured alcohol as an explosive ingredient.
You're the drummer.
Boga.
You technically should know this.
I'm going to go with the drum because I could be wrong. No, it's PVC. That was a lead pipe. That's not a pipe bomb.
What?
Goes boom.
Right?
What is it, Boga?
Boga. B-O-G-A.
Never heard of this in my life. I'm just going to go with drums.
You going with drum?
You know.
Daniel
I gotta be
Brackey?
I'm going to go with the instrument. No, Daniel, you go. Give what you're going to give.
No, we already answered.
Firecracker.
You're going with firecracker.
Sure.
All right, and we tie because it is, in fact, a cannon made from PVC pipe which uses denatured alcohol as an explosive ingredient.
Wait.
You
No.
won.
You won.
I said firework.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
and that's
you're
what
good.
it was.
Was it a drum or something that goes boom?
Oh,
hold on.
oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. No.
This- This is
For some reason.
This is how often he loses. When he wins, he literally
doesn't
just has
understand.
no understanding of what's happening.
Wait.
When you said the
I don't know
when you
what to do now.
when you said the definition, I was thinking of a drum.
Oh, so
Or
take away his
something?
point.
Just take the point, Bracky.
I got okay.
Take the point.
I think I had a stroke, but okay, we're good.
I don't even know how to process what just happened to you. Like Daniel Brackey, you won something.
Welcome to my life.
You won
did it.
something on purpose,
Kind of.
and you couldn't even handle it. All right, whatever. Anyway,
I meant to lose.
next one up is a quiton, K-W-I-T-O-N. It is either a cheap bamboo flute that can be purchased on the street in nearly every city in the world, or it is an aerial firecracker which explodes several times with decreasing force once lit.
I never knew what those flutes were called, so.
So just go with the instrument? Or do
Sure.
you want, yeah, we go instrument.
We can be very consistent with this.
Right. If there's,
Instrument for everything.
we're gonna use pattern power, and we're gonna say that the next one is definitely gonna be an instrument.
All right, so we're going with instrument. Bracky, quiton. Is it an instrument or is it a firecracker?
I'm gonna go with instrument too.
Hey, you are both
Stop copying
incorrect.
us.
It
Yes.
is an aerial firecracker. We remain tied.
The pattern's broken.
The next one up is a ZZ. Z-E-Z-E. It is either a spinning firecracker that was reportedly the cause of a dock fire in Manila, or it is a two-stringed instrument usually strung with bicycle brake wire.
What?
Wow. Huh.
I can run that again if you need.
No,
phone a
just
friend.
bike.
Dan.
Bike.
You know strings.
Ask the audience.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna go
guys do
with
have
the-
two team members to lean on back
He
there.
has
Oh.
a creepy smile.
It's for show, right?
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go with
Thanks,
the
Dan.
firework in this case because burning down a dock's pretty cool. So
Yeah, but that's two non-instruments in a row.
Right.
Do you really want to take that chance?
you know, it's sure. Why not?
He says it is. Let's go with. All right.
Right?
Sure.
Go with the
Sure.
Firecracker.
I'll go with the firecracker.
Firecracker and firecracker, you are both incorrect.
Oh,
it is an instrument.
This game is
The next
bull.
one.
We're consistently wrong.
Bracky's never
No.
been tied with anybody this long before, ever.
Pretty good.
He's feeling
True.
good.
So
won
either
once.
today's
This
your
is-
day or we're
this
just
is-
that bad.
Could be either. This is longer than any
Might be a
relationship I've
combination.
ever had, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Ouch.
I know
All
what
right.
you mean.
You need some ice because you burned yourself so hard?
Yes.
Next one up. Kabasi. K-A-B-A-S-I.
Pretty sure that's food.
Yeah. That is a sausage. It is either a shaker made from small rocks in a discarded can or similar metallic refuse, or it is a triangle-shaped explosive which often fails to fly as high as it is designed to before exploding.
So it's like a NASA rocket?
Hey. Well, let's see. They've all been pretty much at this point firecrackers, more or less, or whatever, right?
Nah, I think it's 50-50
It's
by
a
this
50-50
point.
shot.
So let's go with instrument.
Yeah.
We guessed wrong
statistically
last time.
speaking, we're
Still wrong. So yeah,
yeah. Let's
instrument.
keep the wrong going.
You guys are going instrument?
Yep.
I'll go with firecracker because why not?
Ah, Psalm's going to win.
Daniel Brackey cranks forward. It is a firecracker. It is a triangle-shaped
Alright.
explosive. They, I was actually reading a big thing on these. They're a huge problem in the Philippines where people make these just these little backroom shops and whatever, and they're supposed to fly really high and then blow. But a lot of times they miss the first part where they fly really high, and so they'll go like 15 feet off the ground and then just massive explosion. Just
Dude, that's the best though. When I
That was
was
so good.
When I was in high school, we used to get like mortars from Wisconsin. Go in my friend's backyard. She had a pond that was not large. We would light them and throw them in, and then just like quickly move that way,
Right.
and it was just like, boo, and just fireworks on the ground. It was great.
Funny thing, I actually lit a mortar upside down once in the tube without realizing it. Like we were lighting them off, and I lit mine, and everybody started looking at it like, I feel like that fuse is a lot longer than
Something's
anybody
not right.
else's were. and we're looking at it, and finally somebody, like, it just clicks like a light bulb. It's like, oh my god, it's upside down! Hit the deck! And so you have 20 people just fleeing in all directions, like, go, 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 go! And this thing went off like a damn grenade right there on the ground, like right in front of the house.
Wow.
Did it
So-
start any fires?
It did not, which is amazing considering that it was in Colorado. So that was our entire run. Katie, what's the score?
Endless Rain 1 point. Daniel Brackey 2 points.
What?
Yeah, Dan!
Daniel Brackey. That has never happened before, and don't get used to it because it'll probably
No,
never.
You won.
I won last time.
You won last time too? That,
Yay me.
Is that like your
He's the only one clapping.
your
there.
happy seal clap?
The seal of approval.
Oh, that was pretty funny right there.
No, it was sad.
You get a
I know.
limp fist bump.
That's just.
At least it wasn't a limp something else.
All right, and moving on.
What?
No.
No, we're done with this conversation now.
Yikes. So the other thing that we asked you guys to do in preparation for today was to find a couple of tunes that really they make you dance and they make you groove out every time you hear them. That is the rule. Oh,
But
but
the people watching the video don't get to see that because they're stupid.
they don't get to see that. If you're
Either.
watching this on YouTube, this is where your road ends.
You stupid, stupid people.
I mean, I think they're just unfortunate.
Poor unfortunate soul.
Yes.
Well, it's okay though. It's okay because they can redeem themselves by going to iTunes and subscribing to
Yeah.
the show.
Plus, we always forget to end the first segment,
Plus we-
and it looks really weird when I chop it off in the middle of someone's sentence.
Yeah, it's
kind
just the end of the video. Just like, oh, was there supposed to be more?
of. Anyways, everybody, wave. Bye.
Wave to the camera.
Bye,
Goodbye,
camera.
friends of YouTube.
You suck.
You want the rest of the show? Go to iTunes, search Tusk Radio, and subscribe to the show. It is free. It will download automatically. All it takes is one click, and from there on out, it will just be put on your computer like a U2 album once per week.
Hopefully not a
Goodbye.
sad.